Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of Simplicity CU. In today's video, I want to look at the review of Will, which is a memoir basically of Will Smith. This is his book that he wrote. And so basically, it just gives you a journey of his life. First and foremost, would like to say that from the beginning of this book right through to the end, it had me mesmerized. I just could not put down the book. I borrowed the book from the library. I remember when it came out, but yet still I didn't go and I buy it right away. Anyway, I went in the library actually to search for the Prince Harry's biography and end up seeing Will instead because the one that Prince Harry wrote was out of stock. So I decided to get this one, and I have to say it did not disappoint. If you have not read Will's book, well, you should, because basically to me it gives you an insight of who he is exactly. I mean, I've watched so many interviews with Will. Despite the ups and downs, his marriage with Jada, or even the slap to Chris Rock, Will has been my all-time favorite actor and even rapper. And so, despite his pitfalls or whatever he's going through, he's still one of my favorite actors today. There's just something about him that I'm just drawn to. And I just have to say that in reading, the book, I more got into his mind, got into the type of person he is. Number one, Will has always been someone who has always been squeaky clean, so to speak. Even in his songs, there are no curse words or anything, and just, there's just something light-hearted about him. And so after reading this, I realized, you know, what sort of person Will is and why he is the way he is. And that one of the things you can't take away from him is that he's a hard worker and he has good work ethics. And so as I read throughout the book, and it gave you an insight like about his early childhood, his mom, his grandmother, his dad, then it gives you a clear picture of why this man is who he is, even in terms of his marriage. Like, he has gotten a lot of criticism where persons feel that Jada has basically brought down Will, but after reading the book, I get to like the guy even more. And I would just like to say, if you have not read this book is a good one, because I can say that I was motivated. There were many quotes that he did throughout the book, which basically I'm going to keep these quotes and use them, in my life. So, it gives you a clear picture. His dad clearly was abusive, but then again, we are who we are based on our environments. And I think that his dad was just a victim of his environment. But, you saw where his dad, being a hard person, a hard worker, his mom, on the other hand, who was very intelligent, very educated, wanted Will to go along that path. So, yeah, I would recommend and highly recommend. I give this book a 5-star. That if you are someone who enjoys reading, if you're an avid reader like myself and you enjoy reading, pick up this book, because you are going to find so many interesting facts, that you are just going to find that, you can basically put these into everyday practice, right? For example, I mean, there were just so many quotes that I know that I will be using. So many things that I had to stop throughout the book so many times, just to pause and reflect. I like the fact that he he had so many photos in the book that journeyed his life. I also didn't even realize how many box office hits that he had until I read the book, because I forgot about some of them. I mean, apart from Independence Day, I know Bad Boy, even the new Bad Boy movie. I've not gone to see that one yet. Men in Black, but there were some that I totally forgot about. So I think that we should you know give Will give Will a break, but he really is a good guy, with a good heart and a hard worker, and clearly, like all of us, he has his own demons and things that he needs to overcome. So my thoughts on Will was that this was a book well written, and a book also that I needed. Who would have thought? It seems to me that at some point in the book, he has come to terms with who he is, and it talks about the rise and fall after his platinum um, hits from his music, and then going on to star in different shows. It just journeys his life, and it seems that he has come to terms in terms of himself, and the fact that he can't make anyone happy. But I am sure if you read this book, you're going to find a piece of yourself within the pages, and the context of what Will is saying. So, for all those lovers of books, I know that we're so caught up in screens these days that we forget, you know, what it's like to sit down and be still and read a book. But if you're an avid reader and you're still someone who likes to pick up a good book, I am going to recommend that if you haven't yet, pick up Will and give it a read. I promise you'll not be disappointed.